This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. I'm Marek Mazurek. As the dust settles on Donald Trump-induced speculation about Honda's plans in the U.S., the Japanese automaker continues to stay the course at its Indiana auto plant in Greensburg. Last week, the Japanese automaker unveiled the new model CR-V Trail Sport Hybrid that it will make at the Greensburg facility. Indiana Auto Plant Vice President Roxana Metz said the move underscores Honda's commitment in Greensburg.
Well, we've been building the CR-V since 2017, but the CR-V Trail Sport is brand new for Honda. And so the fact that Honda trusted Indiana Auto Plant enough to build this brand new CR-V Trail Sport says a lot about their dedication to us at Indiana Auto Plant.
The plant also makes the Civic Hatchback Hybrid, a model that's made headlines amid tariffs from the Trump administration. Honda had been making the Civic Hatchback both in Indiana and Japan, but due to Trump's 25% auto tariffs, the company announced last month it will shift production entirely to Greensburg. Metz added there are currently no plans to radically expand Honda's facility in Greensburg or to add a new plant in Indiana, as President Trump suggested in a speech before Congress in March. BWF Envirotech, an industrial filtration company based in Germany, is planning to relocate its North American headquarters and manufacturing facility to Greendale, Mayor Vince Carstetter announced Tuesday. The company, currently operating out of Hebron, Kentucky, is investing $9 million in the move, and it's expected to bring 60 jobs to the Dearborn County city. BWF is building a 65,000 square foot manufacturing facility in Greendale, with completion expected by 2027, according to a news release from One Dearborn Inc. Per an agreement between the company and the Greendale Redevelopment Commission, the new jobs will come with average annual wages and benefits of around $75,000 per year. The IEDC is offering BWF up to $300,000 in conditional tax credits, which the company won't be eligible to claim until Hoosier workers are hired for the jobs. The new Greendale facility will mark the only North American headquarters of an internationally operating company in Dearborn County. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
Eli Lilly and Company announced plans on Tuesday to acquire private biotechnology company SiteOne Therapeutics in a deal worth up to $1 billion. SiteOne was founded in 2010 and operates in San Francisco. It's developing a non-opioid therapy that targets sodium ion channels in the human body to treat pain and sensory disorders. The therapy is called STC-004, and it's a possible non-opioid treatment for chronic pain. The deal includes an undisclosed upfront payment and milestone-based payments. Lilly did not say when the deal should close. SiteOne has been developing STC-004 for years and has raised more than $100 million in financing toward the effort, led by Lilly competitor Novo Nordisk. A decades-old drive-in restaurant set to close in Perry County has found a new home less than a mile down the road. 6 months after shuttering in the State Road 65 location in Cannelton, Whitney Harlan and her husband Dylan reopened Wall's Drive-In for carryout service in the former Can Clay corporate headquarters on May 17th. The Harlans announced plans to reopen the restaurant on Washington Street just a few weeks after the drive-in closed in November. The couple is working to turn the abandoned administrative building into a dine-in restaurant and ice cream parlor. Wall's Drive-In opened in 1964, serving classic food like burgers, chili dogs, and milkshakes. The business has been passed down through the family for generations. For more on the story, head to InsideIndianaBusiness.com. And property tax tweaks and a new online portal were among this year's legislative wins for Hoosier farmers. But a high-priority proposal to help retiring farmers transition land to a new generation of growers failed to cross the finish line in the final days of the session. Baked into Senate Enrolled Act 1, a hotly debated property tax measure, were changes to how farmland is assessed for property taxes, increasing the capitalization rate in the farmland formula from 8% to 9% and adding a new assessed value deduction. Indiana Governor Mike Braun maintains that those changes will bring at least some relief for farmers. Agricultural lobbying groups agreed in part, but said more work is needed to be done on property taxes specifically. Another win came in House Enrolled Act 1149. That measure creates an online one-stop shop portal for farmers to access funding opportunities, regulatory information, and state agency contacts. Axed from the final draft of the state's 2-year budget, however, was a tax credit to support land transitions. The proposed retiring farmers tax credit would have offered up to $67,000 in tax credits to landowners who sell or lease farmland or farm equipment to beginning farmers, helping ease barriers to land access and encouraging transition to a younger generation. Claire Shipp, the Midwest policy manager for the American Farmland Trust, said that policy was based on successful models in Minnesota, Iowa, and other states. With more than 1/3 of Hoosier farmers now over the age of 65, Indiana is facing, quote, a major shift in farmland ownership, she said. University of Southern Indiana President Stephen Bridges is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC. A weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Marek Mazurik for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.